What's up, boss fam? It's your boy DJ the Boss, and I am back with another video for the realest cleaning business community on the internet, the Cleaning Boss family. I love y'all, man. Welcome back. Love y'all, man. Today's question comes from Free to Resist 9992. I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the realest cleaning business community and leaving a question, man. Y'all go ahead and like this video right now. I love this question. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're new here, you don't know me, I go by DJ the Boss. I started G-Co Commercial Cleaning back in 2015, and I just recently retired. So I'm no longer in the industry, but I have not retired from helping my community. It's something that I've done the entire time I've been in business, and it's the one thing that I'm definitely going to continue to do in retirement from this industry. So Free to Resist 9992 says, I wonder why you chose commercial cleaning over residential cleaning. Please share. And I have an idea of which suits me and my situation, but I know you may have different insights. Of course I do, man. I've been in this industry for 10 years, man. I've tried to do residential, I've tried to do commercial, and I definitely decided to stick with commercial for reasons that I'll go into in a bit in this video. He also says, also, who's rapping in your intro song? She's great. Man, that is my little sister, Tatiana XL, man. Y'all go look her up on IG. Still down there in New Orleans representing for the family. I appreciate it. I stopped rapping, and then she picked up the torch, and she's been killing it ever since, doing her thing down there, man. So y'all go show my little sister some love at Tatiana XL on IG or TikTok or wherever she's promoting stuff at. Speaking of my little sister's intro song, let's go ahead and rock that out, man. Let's go.
Look, this for all my boss days. Go through your boss days. Loving how you boss, babe. This for all my dreamers and my doers and all the entrepreneurs. Just believe in what you're doing and pursuing. Look, this for all my boss days. Go through your boss days.
Today's question, like I said, comes from Free to Resist 9992. Appreciate you for asking a question. If you guys want to ask a question, just like this video and leave it in a comment down below the video, and I will try to make a video response for you. If you guys want like one-on-one coaching and consulting, I do still offer that. And right now I'm actually doing that for 50% off. So there's a 50% coupon out there. If you just use the promo code HeyDJ when you check out, it will take 50% off of my consultation price. Take advantage of it. It's for the entire month of August, 50% off consultation. So go ahead and take advantage of it. I love to meet, sit down with you and help out like I've done with hundreds of other cleaning business owners over the years. But yeah, take advantage of that. But today, Free to Resist 9992 says, I wonder why you chose commercial over residential. And there's a few reasons why. There's a few reasons why. The first reason was familiarity for me. I have always done some level of B2B sales. To make a long story short, I started in cell phones for AT&T just as one of those kiosk guys who would interrupt you in the mall while you're trying to shop with your family or you're trying to go and buy something. I was part of those guys who would wear a button-up shirt and tie and would stop you in the mall and try to get you to buy a cell phone. And my paycheck and my commission was based off how many people I could stop and sell a cell phone in that day. And each particular phone had an amount of gross profit associated with it. So a phone like an iPhone, yes, they're expensive, they cost a lot of money, but in terms of how much money us as salespeople made from an iPhone wasn't a lot. It was like maybe $100 in gross profit, and you'd probably get about 5% of your gross profit. Other phones that were like cheaper and less popular, like say old school Boost Mobile or Nextel Chirp phones, a lot more profitable for a company because they're not so expensive to make. 2-year contracts on those particular types of phones made them highly profitable. And what I did was, instead of selling cell phones to people in the malls, I decided to reach out to a couple of businesses that I thought could use the Nextels, the Chirp phones. And this is before people actually did this. This is before this was even a real thing. And I got a business, Brown Bear Car Wash, being one of them. A bunch of other local businesses ended up buying cell phones for me, but they would buy 20 or 30 at a time, and that would take care of my quota and my commission. My commission would go up, more percents. I get bigger portions of the commission, and I was selling. That's what I did for the first 4 years of my working career. So was talking to businesses, trying to understand what their needs were in terms of cell phone services, and then offering that to them. So I'm familiar with doing B2B sales and doing business with businesses. Also in that story was me getting screwed over by AT&T, and they changed the payout structure for commission on business lines. So they stopped paying me as much as they were, and I was extremely pissed about it. And I moved over to Verizon and did the same thing over at Verizon for 2 years. So yeah, but it's what I did for the beginning of my career. So I'm just familiar with B2B. Obviously, there's the larger revenue per sale aspect of it, but that only became apparent as I was trying to set up the business and decide which way I was going to go. And I even still tried some residential, even though I knew I had experience with B2B. Now, obviously, the larger revenue was a big part of the reason why I decided to stick with commercial. When I was doing residential, it was okay. I just really didn't like being in people's homes, for one, and the money was okay. It just wasn't enough for me to not be homeless. Yeah, I was in dire straits, and I just didn't have time to build up the clientele in order to be okay or somewhat okay financially. I thought commercial was the quickest way to a large enough revenue deal that I would be able to have some level of consistency in my finances, or some level of being able to support myself. And so I knew that the only way where I could get one client and be able to, just based off that work, be able to find a place to live, be able to feed myself, be able to, get back and forth to work. That's kind of what I was looking for. And commercial was the only way that I saw that I could do that in the time that I was trying to do it in. I'm thinking if I can get multiple days a week, multiple hours per day, then I can, then immediately I have work to do every day and there's money coming in every day. And so that was my thought process behind going commercial versus residential, was that, that those 3-day, 5-day a week accounts would bring me a larger amount of money to start off with. And I was right. You guys have seen the video of me getting my first client, and it put me in a position where, hey, now I can get an apartment, a cheap apartment, and even, put some gas in my beater car, and I can continue this until I can gain more and more clientele. New clients just only made that revenue amount grow and grow and grow and grow. I was quickly able to get to a point where I could put some money away, save some money, and then start putting the rest of that money back into my business. And then as I hired cleaners to put me, to take me out of the work, I never had to decrease what I was paying myself. I just was able to do a lot less as I put people in those positions, and I continued to gain more and more accounts. And that's like how you grow yourself out of the business. But you need the larger revenue portions in order to do that quickly, to have that revenue quickly. Not necessarily quickly, but you get more revenue per client. Another reason why I chose commercial over residential was brand appeal. I'm very big on branding, not necessarily a label whore, but I have a respect for business, and I've grown to love business. So the idea of doing business with some of the biggest brands in the world and being able to associate my business with those brands was extremely appealing to me. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that I was able to work with Disney and to work with Nike and to work with the North Face and Planet Fitness, and to have those brands associated with my brand was, I like that. It just appealed to me. I don't know why, whatever. I just like it. It's a personal preference thing. After enough time, I realized that, hey, I probably could have made the same amount of money had I stuck with residential. I know tons of residential cleaning business owners that make a lot of money, and some of them make even more than I do. And so I understand the business model is also lucrative. I think just commercial was right for me at the time that I chose it, and that was pretty much it. That's the main reason why, is that it was right for me at the time that I chose it. Working with certain brands is what allowed me to get all of the other no-name brands, or the brands that aren't as big as Nike or the North Face and Disney. All the other brands that saw that I worked with brands of that level, it gave them some comfortability with choosing me as their service provider. So it became easier and easier and easier to close deals because of my client list. The brands that and sharing my brand in association with those brands made it easier for people to just say yes to me, because they assume that, hey, this is what the big dogs use, is the company that the big dogs use, then it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. Yeah, I've taken that approach and I've ran with it. That doesn't negate what you can do with a residential cleaning company. I feel like in residential, you can get clients faster. Like, they're not as few and far between. Yeah, you get to the actual money, the actual dollar bills in your bank account a lot quicker than you do a commercial. As you guys know, commercial, there's a lot of, net 30 and post pay or one paycheck per month type situations. So it's a little bit harder to manage the finances, but yeah, you get larger revenue portions in commercial. The main reason why it worked for me in the beginning is because that's what I needed. I needed a large amount of money and a large amount of work for me to be okay. At the end of the day, it's personal preference. You can make a lot of money with residential, you can make a lot of money with commercial. Just find what works for you. Heck, I don't know, some people, they mix. They do residential and commercial, and you can find success in that as well. I do think that whatever you do, you should try to niche down as much as possible so you can get a nice targeted, focused goal to reach, and a ideal of a targeted and specific client type to target, and you'll have more success that way. But as long as you do that, it doesn't matter whether it's commercial or residential or even both, as long as that you have that commonality that you can speak to that will benefit your clients. If you want to ask a question, just leave the question down in the comments. You want to see me make a video about something, just request that I make a video about it in the comments. As always, like this video. If you guys are looking for one-on-one consultations, that is one of the only things that I am still selling. Right now, they're 50% off. So if you go to click the link in the description that says one-on-one coaching, and you enter in the promo code HeyDJ, and it will activate 50% off, and you'll get 50% off a one-on-one consultation with DJ the Boss, and we will work to get your business to the next level. That's all I got for you guys today, man. I love y'all. Keep that boss mentality. Peace.